All right. Wow. Good morning. Welcome to class 3 of the Painter's Blueprint, Unlocking Strong Composition and Value. Last week, we were able to look at a number of students' work, and now we're going to go ahead and jump over and look at the people with later in the alphabet names. And if anybody has questions, I know, Manjay, you have a couple questions that were really good and I felt like I didn't really cover very well. So let's go ahead and
Oh, frozen.
oh no, that wasn't frozen. That was me checking to make sure it was actually recording.
Okay.
I like your cat, Manjay.
All right, so let's go ahead and highlight me. All right, everybody sees me, big and beautiful. Let's go ahead and jump over to my buttons have moved around. This happens every like 3 or 4 months. Hang on one second. It's embarrassing. I cannot find the share screen button. Oh man. Advanced sharing options? No. Huh. I feel really silly here. I cannot find how to record.
Would that
What's
be
that?
Would that be in the Zoom section?
Where is it? Yeah, I don't see. I don't even have a Zoom section anymore. I may have to sign off and sign back on because I don't have a lot of the controls I normally have.
You're out of control.
I am out of control.
But we knew that.
Weird. I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and sign off and sign back on and see if my controls come back. So chat amongst yourselves. Feel free to speak openly.
Have you tried down where it's got the little video camera icon? If you click the arrow and you say settings, I think it's the fourth number down in the settings. It says share screen, and then there's a bunch of
Yeah,
little,
and I
like,
don't have any
tickable-
of I don't have any of that, which I normally just pops right up.
God, how annoying. I'm so sick of things getting updated. It's just, ugh, it's happening constantly at the moment. We'll talk amongst ourselves as you figure it out, but I have had to teach myself web development pretty extremely. Like, it's basically all I do day in, day out at the moment. And as I start wrapping my head around all these different functionalities, and like I've started writing HTML code so that the website does certain things, and then I'll finally wrap my head around it and it'll update and be like, oh, now you need an account on this website, and then you need to get that website and this
that's
website
what it
to
did this morning.
talk
Yeah,
to.
it was so.
Yeah. And they're calling it like AI workflow automation, but there is no friggin' automation to it. It's all like destruction.
Not funny. Sorry.
No, it kind of is. It kind of is. Oh my God, I swear though, I feel like half the time as a teacher, I'll be like trying to teach something. I'll put all of my lesson plan into an app on my iPad, and then I go in to use it, and it's like, your account needs to be upgraded to this. Pay another egregious amount of money just so you can access
Amen.
ideas.
Okay, let's see if this works. Let me see if this works. Do you guys see our Padlet page?
Yes.
Yes.
We did it.
So it's
Yeah.
completely hidden. It used to be
Wow.
like one of the main buttons for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
How did
And
you
now it
find
was,
it?
I had to dig through. I don't even know how to get back to it.
But
Yeah.
you're there.
Too early
Okay.
for everyone for that.
Well, especially for you. Yeah. What
Mm.
time is it there? 3 in the morning?
Right now, nearly 5 in the morning because we both are on opposite daylight savings.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll be pleased to know I actually slept for 2 hours before this. I know.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
true dedication.
It is.
No, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody can see the Padlet page here.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So again, artist inspiration. I would like to paint the way the birds sing. Wonderful. Love that quote by Monet. All right. Class videos are there. Online links. So this is a really great, oh, why is it not popping up? Oh, no.
Well, it did pop up, but it was small.
It
Yeah,
was small, yeah.
I think, and maybe it's just taking a long time to load.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe because it's only text. There's no picture.
Yeah, there is no.
Okay. So we talked about that one last week a little
Yes.
bit. Class handouts. Oh boy. Sorry, I don't know why it's jumping around like crazy here. Feel like I should start class over, but we're just going to keep going through it here.
Keep plugging away.
Keep plugging away.
Practicing patience.
Indeed. I apologize, you guys. I should have ran a
Oh.
mock class, but I really haven't been home in 2 weeks. I've only been home on the days I'm teaching, which is kind of funny. So, I don't like that it's opening up small. There we go. All right. So, Linda Morgan O'Connor, this is from you, correct?
Yes, yep.
That's handy.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you can tell Linda paints kind of small compared to me because her sizes don't get very big
Yeah,
often.
I need to do an expanded chart, I guess.
Yeah, that's your homework.
Yeah, okay.
So tell us a little bit about this. We talked briefly about it last
Yeah.
week, and a lot of people asked that you share this. So
Right. So I just only wanted to do the math once, like I said. So I sat down and made a visual chart so I could see, I could see and compare visually the aspect ratios, how they looked. Because, just the numbers aren't enough. But then beside them, I put like what sizes those would translate to. So, a 3 to 5, for example, which is the third one down. I just picked that. So you just start with the 3 by 5, and then you just multiply each number by 2 to get 6 by 10, by 3 to get 9 by 15, and
50.
so on. And that's what you do for each of them. It's just a little bit of tedious work, but you can make a chart like this yourself. That's all you do.
yeah, I
and
like
then
that you skipped 2 by 3 up here.
I did.
6
I
by 9
did. Oh,
instead.
look at that. I did. Because that would be another one. Yeah. Well, that's really small.
Yeah, we're painters because we're not mathematicians. So
But anyway, yeah, I'll expand that chart because maybe my goal this year is to definitely, it was my goal last year, but I didn't do it actually, to just start doing some larger things. Eventually I have to do that.
perfect. Well, thank you for sharing this. This is really good information.
Yes, it
And I
is.
do like that it shows the different formats, like
Yeah.
how
so you
they
can
really
see.
are visually different. Yeah. So for
Yeah.
me, I do a lot of like even 1 by 3, so it'd be a
Mhm.
3-inch by 9-inch or a 9 by 27-inch or,
Mhm.
so, mine would be multiple pages, but then I should also think of, what size frames do I actually use?
Well, that's, and who wants to have to pay Mondo dollars for custom size frames? It's ridiculous. So I really do take a look at what if it's a thing canvas that I'd have to frame, I really do think about that hard.
But you
Yeah,
can end up in the
no,
frame
that
business
is a
pretty fast.
really good. A lot of times when I do go to the art store, I'm constantly like buying my canvases and frames kind of at the same time,
Yeah, yeah,
just to make sure that they actually fit. Because
right.
yeah, I'm amazed by how many true professional, like high end painters have like 27.5 inches by, and I know what they're doing. They're cutting their paintings,
cropping,
the
yeah.
parts. Yeah. But boy, then having to buy a custom frame
Man,
is hugely expensive.
it is.
Okay.
And
So
then
let's
when you
get
get
over.
into European sizes, it's centimeters. And
Yeah. And
it doesn't directly correspond to ours. Sometimes I'm gonna have to get a special frame for Kat's picture.
Yeah. And then if you're painting like Eloise, you have like these tombstone canvases. And yeah, boy, I can't even imagine trying to frame that.
I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not even
There
gonna
you go.
bother. I'm just gonna say you get what you get and you don't get upset.
There you
That's
go.
it.
As is.
Is that the Australian version of it? Here it's you get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
That's my motto in teaching you guys. All right. So reference photos, I added a couple of them here for kind of some ideas for today's painting demo. So this is going to be a sketch that I did when I was visiting a friend out on the San Juan Islands. And that's as far as I got. It was just the underpainting. I'd done a lot of painting out there for the previous days. But these trees are so interesting and so beautiful. And they were getting, catching the light just right, kind of mesmerizing. And so this might be something we visit today or next week. But anyways, I added a bunch of pictures. Here's another one. Last class, somebody was asking about green, which I don't use that much green, which is funny coming from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
But I do love green, but I will often shift it. But I really have, this is an image I've thought about painting for a while, so I just went ahead and threw it on there. This is another underpainting that I have today, which I would like to shift the colors. Yeah, isn't that just a gorgeous design?
Yes.
Everything.
I like it the way it is.
Yeah, well, thank you. Maybe we'll do that then. But you see how everything leads to this point.
Yeah,
All guidelines,
love that.
even the ones that swish around come back. Yeah. So this is a wetland right over the hill from my house called the Tualatin Bird Refuge. And it is an amazing, I feel very lucky to have that. So, yeah. And then this is Darlene's picture that we spent a lot of time looking at last week. Thank you, Darlene. Okay. So artists we admire, painting examples. So, Cheryl.
Yeah, I got to see my friend Kat Ring, who I've painted with a number of times, and she lives in Italy now. She has she gets a storefront once a year in the fall, and then she puts up all her paintings that she's done for the year. And this is her courtyard.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love
So there now it's better. It's been looking so dark when I looked at it on my phone, but this is not bad. What I see now.
Brighten us up. And another picture you added.
Yeah, I use
And
that
who-
sort
or-
of for my homework.
Oh, good. Yeah, nice movement, nice little angles and slopes and guiding lines. And yeah, you can tell the focal points right here, right? Because everything is leading us gently to this point. So yeah, that's a great reminder.
That's beautiful.
Okay, tell us a little bit about this one.
Well, I started as a joke, but this is in that huge tonalism tome, the big one. I forget the name of it exactly, but anyway, Milton Avery. And I just was struck by, wow, those are just like pipe cleaner trees. And I just kind of made a joke about it. And then the more I thought about it, I said, but I really like it. You know, it's the trees are luminous, the colors are amazing, how they work together, and the composition is so simple but so effective. So I don't know, I was just struck by it. Like you can break any rule you want fundamentally, but
Right, yeah.
they're totally pipe cleaner trees. I mean,
Yeah, the fact that there's no branches that don't grow
Yeah.
directly off the sides.
yeah.
Really
So I just said he phoned it in.
Yeah, no, and it is fun. Why is something working and why is something not working?
Is anyone else hearing
Got a
Michael?
George
fuzzy?
Moran painting here.
Yeah.
Michael,
Mhm.
you're real fuzzy sometimes.
Like a crackling comes in.
Oh no,
Crackling. It's like,
Oh,
my
maybe
you just
voice or my
it sounds
image?
like the mic is brushing up against something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move it up on my shirt. Does that help?
yes.
We'll
so
see.
far.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. So yeah, tell us a little bit about what you like and why you added this image.
I don't really know why I like it so much. It's so unusual, I think. It's and it's so light. It has very little shade in it, and these dark trees in the foreground. It's weird. It gives this I don't know, there's a strange tension in it, and also a softness and a quietness, and I don't know how, I don't really know. It just, I found it and it's like, wow, this is so different, and I like weird different things.
Yeah, so
I-
if I were to dissect it, you know, it's very light in value, very light
Yeah.
in color.
Yeah.
But then you have these nice strong dark contrasts. And what I think is really going on is like if you look at the purple back here, that's a
Mhm.
line of trees way in the distance. And if we squint our eyes, they're almost exactly the same value as the sky. And then
Yeah.
each tree gets a little darker
As it comes so.
as it comes towards us
Come
until we get to
forward,
these
yeah.
kind of framing device trees here that are the darkest things. So then the figure, none of the shadows are really dark.
Yeah.
Right. So what it's doing is it's really falling back into space very softly. So you can tell it's an overcast, you know,
Mhm.
kind of hazy morning or evening or whatever it is. And yeah, it's an interesting piece for sure. And then it's got this kind of nice framing device, these easy breaks into space. And then the figure, even though this tree is really dark behind her, she's not, but it still creates this interesting framing where she's so different from these other things that our eye still gets drawn to her. And it's not a value thing so much as just a differentiation in shape and form, positive and negative shapes. So it's a really good example of that we have a huge amount of tools to use as we guide the viewer around the piece. So I really like that. I love see this line here of the shadow.
Uh-huh.
I love how that comes back into here and keeps us in space.
She
So,
has
you know,
quite a bit of movement in
she
her.
really does, yeah.
You think she's going to move any second. Her hands.
Yeah, I don't know what she's laying out there.
Well,
Laundry.
she's
Laundry.
gathering something. Look, she has a sheet of something on the ground and she's got a bucket behind her.
Yeah,
So
she's
she's
doing laundry.
gathering something from the trees.
She's putting her laundry on the
Yeah.
field because it's gonna
Oh,
be
is she?
full moon and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna bleach it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what people used to do.
Huh.
Wow.
It made me
Yeah.
think of the painting called The Gleaners.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read the fine print. But what does it say? What does the author call it? What is the title?
It doesn't say.
It
Oh,
doesn't say, yeah. But what I really want you to pay attention to in this painting, especially in regards to today's class, is see the color shifts back here.
Yeah.
We've been dealing a lot with values, lights and darks, but today we're going to start getting into more chroma or color and temperature shifts. So I wish I could zoom in, but there, there's purple, red, yellow, but you see how they all hold together because their values are really similar. So this is a kind of a value-based painting. Like if I turn this into a black and white, we would lose something, but we wouldn't lose everything. So it's still a value light and dark based painting. But the colors are really, there's a lot. There's purples, yellows, oranges, reds, greens, browns, blues. I mean, all over the place. Mauves back here. But you see, because the value structure is holding together so well, and Mange, I'm going to use this as a reference when we look at your painting, because that's where your painting is beginning to fall apart. So I want you to think about, you can have a lot of color.
Right.
But the values of those colors have to hold true and stay in place.
One of the
Easier said than done.
One of the rules we talked about way back when was if you have a value-based underpainting and that paint, whatever color you're using, kind of disappears into that value, you've got the right value.
Right. Yeah. And Monet was such a master of that, right? The Impressionists, that's really what they were working on. And that is what will start blowing your paintings apart, is when your values get off. So constantly, I mean, the great thing about our iPhones or our, tablets or anything like that is that we can instantly turn it into a value study, and watch what's happening to those colors, if they're, coming forward, falling back, or just disappearing into the scene. So here's kind of a good example where there's actually a lot of color in here. Pink, yellow, green, brown, red, but they really just disappear. Squint your eyes or take your glasses off or whatever it is, and just see how everything just vanishes.
I love that.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah.
Linda,
And this is a painting.
Linda, these are the kind of paintings you should be doing now.
I should be, yes, I love it.
Yeah, I love those.
I could do that.
Yes, you could.
Yeah, this
It'd
is
be a
your
beautiful
week or
desert
two,
painting.
Linda.
Okay.
It'd be a beautiful desert painting.
Oh, it would be.
Right.
Wow.
And then I'm just going to jump over to Mange's photo reference, which you can see why they're attracted to this, idea of simplicity yet complication. I think that the camera, we talked about this before, that the camera overcompensated and made this weird effect with the sun. But, we can make that part up easy enough, right? But then you have this soft transitions and interesting. I mean, it's a whole entire story told in lights and darks and mid values, correct?
Yeah.
Like without color, you can totally, in fact, if I may be so bold as to jump all the way over to Mange's section here. Let's see if it pops up. Come on, fill in.
It takes so long.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's coming, probably.
Coming.
Yeah, here it is.
Coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, almost there.
Well, the background picture is pretty.
There we go. So you can see Manche's idea of it, which is nice and beautiful and it's got a lot going on. But what I did was I actually desaturated the picture, not completely, but almost completely. And you can see that it's truly a story told in values, lights and darks. Whereas you didn't quite trust that. And you went to telling it in color again. And the colors can be beautiful, but like this is way too strong.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost hard to find the figure. Whereas in this version.
Yeah, I made a little black and white and gray version as well underneath the colored one. But I think those values were way too strong. Yeah, there's like, and I tried to do the direction as well. I think there's another one.
But I
I
love
think-
what you did with trying to understand how the eye is moving through the space, bringing it back. I mean, I think that's just so useful. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that was I did one and I changed the trees and I actually ended up changing the whole thing, and then I took everything away and I washed it off, and that's what stayed.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I do that all the time where I
Yeah. Because I found it like it's so empty. There's no real story anymore there. It looks like a clear cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that you you simplified in ways I wouldn't have thought to. Yeah, let's see if we can find the reference again here. Yeah, so you decided that there should be a pine tree here, the pine tree here,
At
like,
one
whereas
point.
it's so funny because I mean, we all would approach this so differently. Like, I actually don't like this pine tree.
No,
I don't
Yeah.
mind it being a tree, but I just don't like this triangular shape right
no.
here.
And
But it's instead
easily
you said,
tall.
I like this pine, I like this triangular shape, so maybe I should add a second one. So it's interesting, like, how we approach the same problem, and it's not like I'm right or you're right. It's also interesting that you decided to turn it into a vertical,
Mm-hmm.
whereas when I look at the original idea of the image,
Horizontal.
I see it as a horizontal.
It is, yeah. I just
But what
played
was
with-
interesting when I was trying to edit it, as I was trying to edit it about here to move her, this figure, into a focal point, but then it became a kind of a 50-50 split. Let's see if I can go back. Which I can always kind of think about it as like a yin and yang.
There.
You see how this becomes like a 50-50, not quite, but almost a split of the
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
foreground. So I wasn't super happy with this, but I kind of thought that this is a better starting point for me versus a big vertical. So why did you decide to go up and down with it versus sideways with it, a vertical versus a horizontal?
I just found it all so heavy on the bottom.
Mm.
I guess that's why I did that. And I wanted a little bit more sky over it.
Mm.
But this is interesting. I like this.
But then this whole piece feels really heavy to
It does.
me.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, I was having a difficult time. I went back and forth trying to figure out an edit that I would actually approach. And then I began thinking, oh, maybe I would change the background. Maybe this big dark shape here, I would lower that, or, you know, invite more light into the shadow, change this triangular tree shape. So that, yeah, it's such an interesting thing when we're looking at our original concept art. But just remember, you are completely the architect, you are the artist, you get to move and change things around so completely. So yeah, it's a tricky one because it's obviously a beautiful photo.
I know. I really like the photo, and I don't really know what to do with it.
Yeah, so what I do sometimes with that is literally write a little checklist of what do I like. I like the transitions, I like the lines of the shadows leading me in. What don't I like? I don't like this weird halo, you know, whatever this camera's doing with the sun. You know, I don't love this perfect tree, which would make a great Christmas tree, but you know, it's too perfect. Everything else, I would also probably open this up a little bit more to let more light through, or I would lighten some areas here to allow a little more movement. It doesn't have to be warm light, like it's being connected by the sun. It could be cool light, like it's in the shadows, and reflected light.
Right.
Kind of bouncing around within there. So yeah, it's a tricky one because it's obviously a pretty picture and it's interesting, and there's a lot of neat effects, but this is where I really start to combine images and work them out. And I very much applaud what you've done there with all of your thumbnails and everything else. And which is always funny for me to see is when you do a lot of thumbnails to see where somebody ends up, because I'd be like, oh, I like these horizontal versions versus these vertical versions better. Your vertical versions look more like Little Red Riding Hood, right? Like a little bit scary, a little bit more haunted forest, versus somebody just taking a walk through a foggy meadow. But what I want you to do, and everybody else to do too, is to begin to go through all of the different elements and just say helping or hurting. If it's hurting, can I adjust it? Right? Like maybe it's not a pointy tree that's kind of perfect, that's cutting my space right in half. How could I adjust this tree? Yeah, it's an interesting one because there's lots of cool effects and interesting things that are going on. But it's definitely not a complete painting in my opinion, but it's got these neat ideas of like this V shape pointing down at your focal area, this line leading in, like there's a lot of great things. So like maybe I come back with a counter line here, even though it's in the shadows, it's just hinted at. Again, I just don't like this pyramid that's here or triangle. How do I break that up or change it? I would probably want to open this area. And I was really questioning like this, the height of these trees. Like, do I push them back so there's even a bigger contrast between the foreground trees and those? I mean, so many questions.
Yeah.
And rarely does a reference photo give us everything, right? We've all fallen prey to where we just think, oh, this is a beautiful photo, I'll just paint it as is without questioning. But I think it's really a good idea to kind of go through and think about each element here.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the painting that she had previously with the light background. The paint artist we like photo that she had that we were just talking about before. And really look hard at that when you're looking at the background of the painting you're working on, because I see a lot of possibilities there. Not that one, the one before that with the tree, the wash lady.
Right?
Yeah, this is a really good example. You're right.
See the background where we were talking about how light it is in the purples. Think about that when you're working on those backgrounds where Michael said, I don't think I like the shape of those trees in the background, pushing back. Look at this and think about this when you're working on your sketch for that photo. And I think you could come up with a lot of really cool things and do it with value, color and value of the color.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Look at this, because we know that there's a line
She could
of
do
trees.
that. Yeah, she could do that in the background of her photo very easily, and it would be a beautiful painting.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like you overcomplicated it, which is
Yeah.
typical of all of us.
Yeah.
If I were to take this into Photoshop, I would obliterate these edges and make them
do it-
really soft. And you see how your fog and your trees have a hard edge?
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, it's soft in some areas, but that's just taking so much attention to this area. Yeah, remind me, and we can come back in just a little bit of Photoshop. The other thing is that you took this kind of simple system of layers and values and colors, and you've overly complicated it. You've made everything almost too beautiful and
I got way too much into it.
too busy. So always think, what's the least amount I can say for the greatest impact?
But that's not easy.
It is not.
Well, that's
easy
the trick,
at
right?
all.
That's the challenge. And that's great because I so need that. That's great, everybody. That's really great.
Perfect. Well, thanks for letting us beat up on
Thank you. Yeah, that's really, really good stuff.
Okay, so I'm not sure where we stopped last week. Eloise, what is going on? That is a lot of makeup.
Halloween took me 6
That's not how
hours.
you normally dress.
Well, who knows? Maybe I have this secret, life model.
I
But
love that.
thank you. Thank you. Well,
She's
because
very nice.
Yeah,
Look at
we
her
had,
hair. Oh,
yeah, we ordered all these other
that
things
is
to be.
so cool.
Yeah, so Riley, he seems to have this very Van Gogh likeness in some ways. Like he's got the
I can see that,
reddish kind of hair, the sharp features. And I thought, I've already got pants that are Starry Night, and I wear Vans, the shoes. And I was like, you know what? It just writes itself. It's a story that writes itself. I've got 6
Van
hours
Gogh
to spare.
shoes. Oh, now I get it.
Yeah. So when I turned up, everybody was asking me like, wait, is that an L under there? And I'm like, oh yeah, hi. Because I kept forgetting I was bright blue. And that took 3 days to wash off. So
You look like a forest fairy.
just yeah, great.
Forest fairy. That's beautiful.
You look like the creatures in Avatar, the people in Avatar.
Yeah,
I got that.
Yeah.
Yep, I got that one. I also got Mystique from X-Men. That was another
Yeah.
people were asking. That's our 12-foot skeleton. Her name is Gertrude. We have a 9-foot skeleton inside as well.
Oh, wow.
And the red light, red and blue not being friends, it turned me into a sparkly Rambo. So it was a good night. It was a good night.
That's a lot of fun. Oh man.
Halloween is a big deal in my little group. We are we call ourselves the Coven, and instead of Christmas, we do Witchmas every year, and we're all just kind of those I don't know, witchy adjacent. We all have little bone collections or stick collections, and
This
we're
is
just those sort of
Scooby-Doo.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaggy, Daphne, and Athena was Scooby-Doo, and we stood out the front of the studio. And anytime people walked past, we gave them a little bag of Scooby snacks. It was just lollies or candy, But
Right.
being the businesswoman I am, everything was stapled with a studio flyer. Very important. But having a dog out the front of our studio, great advertising. She does so much more work than she realizes.
Everybody wants to paint or pet Scooby. That's awesome.
I
Well,
think you
thank
should paint that self-portrait, the close-up there.
Yeah, that would
This
be
one?
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. It's good that I have flaming orange hair too. That really makes
Yeah.
it all pop,
Yeah, great job. Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, boy,
You
I just
would
turned the lights off and ignore Halloween the last 2 years, but
You would like.
I know
more
a number
to
of people who did that this year that never did that before.
our neighborhood is so over the top that there was no use competing. It felt like I was cheating the kids by tricking them to come to our neighborhood for 3 candies when they could go next door and see. We have a lady whose family carves like hundreds of pumpkins, and it's just
Wow.
amazing. They do great work. So yeah, when our daughter was young, we used to split. Like one would walk the daughter and the other one would wait with candy, and then we realized, oh, we're only handing out candy to like 3 or 4 people, so we should just go together and have a great time. And
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, so jumping ahead here. So everybody say hi to Gail.
Hi, Gail.
The new
Hi,
old.
Gail.
Hi.
Gail's
The new
been
old
ditching
G'day,
class.
Gail.
Wow, beautiful it is.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Thank you.
I love it.
So tell us a little bit. It looks like we have 3 underpaintings. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
just wonderful.
Hmm.
Really beautiful.
Ooh.
I
So
love
what colors are you using here?
This, for the underpainting,
Yep.
it's just transparent red oxide, and I'll put a little burnt raw umber in it to go a little darker, but that's it.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a fantastic way to start underpaintings is with this really monochromatic kind of wash, wipe away.
Yep, that's
Um,
exactly what it is.
That's
Yeah, and you can really see how much information Gail's getting, but can still add where they want. And just a simplification of values. Like you don't have any dark darks, right? You're saving those for the cool colors you'll bring in. And so you're kind of in the, there's no lights maybe here, but it's still, if you look to the white over here. So you have this huge value range, but what you're really, and totally tell me if I'm wrong, but what you're really doing is locking in kind of your mid values, your big shapes, and your simple, even though it's quite complicated, value structure.
Yes. And then I
Quite
can go in
amazing.
color.
Hmm.
That's the darkest of them.
Yeah, here you can tell. Did you bring in ultramarine blue with that?
Nope. It's just the raw umber and transparent red oxide. These are all on boards, on panels. So wipe away is very easy, and I can go, right back to the panel.
Yeah, and it's lovely. And who wouldn't want to like revisit this right after all this paint's dried on there?
Mhm.
You just have such a great blueprint. Well, in this case, a brownish red print, but you have such a great design. And it's what's nice, right? And correct me again, Gail, if I'm wrong in the interpretation here, but is that you're not focusing on color. You're not focusing too much on temperature shifts. You're just thinking value and design, value and
Yes,
design.
value and design, and I focus more, like you said, on the mid-tone, because then I can push the darks and push the lights.
Wow, it looks like an
Yeah.
impossible wipe away.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're beautiful already. So I can only
Mhm.
imagine as you start building them up. And this is a technique that I use, and Linda Morgan O'Connor from time to time uses. And it's a great, again, I want to say blueprint, but we should say brownish red print of just kind of your underlying structure, your design. But you have to be mentally aware, like, oh yeah, these are going to get darker, cooler, or depending on your light source, how things are being hit. And this part, a lot of times the preliminary sketch for me is not that fun. But when I do it in this way, where it's kind of an additive, subtractive, just kind of knocking in my big shapes, my big values, I went from not
Yeah.
liking the sketching stage to almost liking it the most.
Yeah, I have the most fun when I'm doing this.
Yeah,
So I have
absolutely.
a
So
question.
tell us about, go ahead.
In the top picture, the very first one, is the sky, did you put like a color in the sky because it's not pure white?
Nope, that's pure board. My
Really?
the idea here is to make this kind of a foggy, misty,
Right.
and it's very cool. So I was gonna go back in with and glaze this one in blue before I really got into it.
So tell us what
Okay.
happens when you glaze in blue, because that's also a trick I like to use as well.
Well, when with this, it is fun depending on what kind of blue combination you use, because I use transparent when I'm transparent paint with a glazing medium. So when you glaze anything, it gets darker, but greens can pop out. You can, it can be a lot of fun just to see where it goes. So
So with this technique, I just want to, for anybody who's wanting to experiment with it, be aware that this has to be dry before you go back in.
yeah.
So
These
like
are
I'll
fun.
use what used to be called fast matte paints, or I'll add a little bit of a dryer. I just want to add a dryer that's not slick and oily. But yeah, or just be patient and do what Gail seems to have done here and done 3 underpaintings. you know, you can do like a couple of these within a day or two.
Yep.
And then, and if it's a burnt umber or a transparent earth red, an oxide red, those colors actually all dry pretty quickly comparatively to a lot of the other colors, especially when done thinly like this.
Yeah.
For
Again,
acrylic painting, to make it dry really quickly, apart from it's already quite fast, fixing medium or fixer medium, that's what the acrylic equivalent is. And it's basically like tacky for, I don't know, 30 seconds. And then it's almost like this shellac coating. It's not actually shellac, but it kind of dries that way. And it
Mhm.
just gives you like this little glad wrap on top. So that's the equivalent for all the acrylic girlies.
I don't know if you heard Gail's teeth grinding when you said that or not.
Yeah, because I like the wet paint. I can
Yeah.
move it around.
Yeah, same.
And,
I'm
and that's
not good
actually,
with the fixer.
And
That's
I'm really
actually my-
having fun with the acrylic underpaintings. But for years and years, yeah, I couldn't understand how anybody would want to work with acrylics as an
yeah,
underpainting.
and I'm afraid I'm stuck in that ballpark.
But that's fine. And I think this is a simpler method with oil on oil on oil. And I also think probably for preservation, it's a better method. But yeah, because sometimes I'm working really large or I'm working with a number of paintings all for one show. I have learned to really enjoy an acrylic underpainting, and acrylics dry within an hour or two, right? Whereas the oils, even if you're painting thin with a fast drying oil like a burnt umber or a oxide red or whatever it is, it still takes a day or two, right? You could still get in there and move the paint around a little bit.
And I like that because if I, want to sit and look at it for a minute, I can go back in and still maneuver it. And I did those waiting for that other one to dry.
yeah.
So here, I guess we kind of can see a little bit of an example. So you've kind of knocked in your big shapes, your big values, whatever hair this is.
Yep.
And then I'm guessing, just because I'm not seeing any darks or any really strong contrast, this is kind of your next building layer onto
Yes.
that, unless you just went with a mid-value painting.
Went with the mid value and
Okay.
it's come a long way since then, but I still have a work to do on it. Little paintings seem to take longer now than the big ones.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I
Again,
really noticed that.
I have a question. What is the size of your board?
The top ones are 24 by 30.
Oh, they're big. Yeah. Wow.
They're big. Wow.
Which also helps that your brushes strokes, look how expressive and interesting these brush strokes are throughout, right? None of
Yeah.
these look like air fresheners.
And you can't do that on a teeny tiny painting unless you're using
Not
a
as easy.
No,
Yeah.
not as well. You have to have a teeny tiny brush.
teeny tiny brush and teeny tiny fingertips.
All right. Well,
Speaking
I
of
personally am very glad
oh,
that Gail's back in class and able to join us, because I'm looking forward to seeing. I love all three of these. I really look forward to
Yeah,
seeing what you do
they're
with them.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
super
remind me-
just
Go ahead.
really quickly unrelated, but you've just made me think of something. Our front door to the studio shop was smashed. So somebody walked past, probably drunk, and just like, I don't know, smashed it. And so I have a massive wooden board, like the size of a door. And I'm about to prime it and just paint on it with all the leftover paint in the studio. So I feel like this would be a good experiment, making some like nice tree laden
Oh, that would be
scape.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Walking
I'll
into a
show
forest.
everybody the mess that I make, because I'm sure there's about to be some.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. That's super fun. So Graham, we looked at I'm trying to think. Yeah, so we looked at your sketch last class, correct?
Yeah, the sketch. And then
And I apologize that I'm kind of skipping around over the names, but I just kind of want to catch up real quickly with what's been going on. So yeah, what a busy but interesting drawing. We talked about the tree being right in the middle
Yeah.
a little bit. Oh, you just
I
clear
love what
cut
he
it.
did
Look
with
at
it.
you
I took it out.
anti-environmentalist.
Clear cut.
But doesn't that feel better than having that
Yeah.
weird little bump right there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did an acrylic color study.
Wow.
It's really cool.
I
like
really
the-
love the subtle shifts up here.
Mm-hmm.
It almost has like a pearlescent kind of feel to it.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
so nice.
I adore those little lights in the distance.
Yeah.
Oh, mm.
Mm.
Is that purple in the sky?
Yeah, just colors. It's the result of an unclean brush, but it's
Oh,
weird.
perfect.
I like it.
I
Oh,
love
it
a
looks
muddy
so nice.
paint jar.
Yeah.
Yep. Muddy paints. I love it. You get such interesting effects with it. So I do the same thing.
And a nice, like innate harmony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
you
Well,
that the
thanks for
larger I
sharing
go,
the
the-
next stage. So are you going to do this one large?
I'm going to do a 12 by 16 and then a 30 by 40 at the end of the class. But I'm finding that the larger I go, the harder it gets.
Really.
The harder it gets to make it look though expressive, it gets more precious the larger it gets, and I don't know why that is.
So is it loosely based on this?
That's how I started, yeah, with that photo.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
And then my imagination kind of took over. So
That's
I Yeah.
Your imagination.
I do too. I mean, you took this kind of small scene, like this area across here is only a couple 100 yards, maybe at most. And then all of a sudden you changed it into
the
a
Columbia
grand
River-
vista, like you're overlooking a big lake and
Yeah.
really moving. Yeah, that's so fun how I would have hardly recognized the reference from it.
Yeah, and it's way off. But this
No,
is
but
starting
that's
point.
good.
great. That's
This looks
No.
better.
And I like how you like grouped the trees. You didn't have just space, space, space. And then you changed. So you had this opening here,
Yeah.
but you actually closed it back up, but made them bond.
I
So
like
that-
it without the opening. I like it
Yeah,
this
me
way.
too.
Yeah.
And
I-
why do you think that is? I have a psychological
It
reason. for that.
completes,
It's a
it
circle.
completes it.
Yeah.
It's sheltered.
I think I'm
And
gonna
it gives
bring
us
the
somewhere to
I'll bring the opening
stand.
back.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nice line. It's a nice shape.
Yeah, and it's not like it doesn't feel like it's saying, stay out, you're not invited back here. It just feels like, oh, we're on the ground, we're not just floating.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think
had
it's a
one of
really
my-
good,
Go ahead.
it's a really good example of scale, I think.
Mhm.
Pulling everything in the middle and then having those tiny, tiny little lights. That's like a trick that I try and use to make a small canvas look ginormous.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you did it here where you can actually see the bushes and trees across the pond, it wouldn't work. Like he's brought in this whole area back here. Yeah, it's really nice. And I love you. I'm really happy that, and this is just such a great example of a starting point and just working it out over and over and over and all these different ideas.
Yeah, it grows into something else.
Yeah, that's really neat. Can't wait to see your next steps, Graham.
Oh, thank you.
I
Or
think
Sandy.
all paintings kind of morph into something else once you get into them.
Yeah, yeah.
Take on a life of their own.
Yes.
And Linda, I know this painting's from I don't know if Linda Camarada, yep, you're still here. Have you had any chance to work on this, or what? Have you worked on any paintings, or has it been
No, I
taking a
haven't.
little break?
I'm taking a little break. I didn't.
that's
work on
fine.
it. What do you think I should do to it?
I feel like the road doesn't feel like it belongs in the environment still a little bit, but no, I'm not gonna pick on it because I love a lot of what's going on
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
The moon typically will be a cooler light, not a warm yellow light. A
Is
little
it
more
yellow?
whitish.
I thought I
What's-
made it white. See, I
Yeah,
see
the
that.
moon is white, but the
Oh.
light coming off of it is yellow.
Oh, okay,
See
okay.
how it's
I
warming
get
things
it,
up?
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But
but the
yeah.
evening sun was behind me. I keep saying that because it's hard. It's really, I wish everybody could come and visit me. Because, because there's moonlight and evening light at the same time, and the mountains turn green, they turn purple. It all depends on if you're looking east or west. And it's really hard to paint that. It's hard to capture that. And
Right. I will tell you what's misleading in this
okay,
is the angle of the light. It feels like everything's being lit by your moon.
yeah,
Oh, I
'Cause all-
see what you're saying.
but I
All
can't. I
light
can't
sources
put
are
the-
going towards your moon.
Yeah, and I can't put the sun going down in it because it's behind me.
You can though, but you have to tell us through color.
Through, well, it's not orange enough.
It just the light source feels like it's coming from this direction
Yeah.
on most everything. So we don't know that there's a secondary light source.
Okay.
And the truth is, if your sun is still up giving you any light,
Yeah.
you're not going to see, you might see a couple of the brightest stars, but you're not going to get to see the whole.
Yeah, the whole bunch of, I just added more stars because I was frustrated.
When in doubt, star it up.
Put stars in it, maybe they'll pick at the stars and won't look at all the other stuff I didn't do right.
Right. Well, I think it's a simple fix. It's just saying, yes, this is my light source. And it's a cooler light source because again, the sun would be behind us. And that is always a weird effect, right? When you can see the moon and
Yeah,
but there's still the sun is out.
right.
It's a tricky thing to paint. But you wouldn't see stars if the sun is up at all. Maybe the brightest of the stars,
We
you
see
know, or the
some,
planets.
we see some out here.
Yeah.
Because it'll get like gray in the east and are the opposite of wherever the moon's coming up. The sun's setting in the west and the moon's coming up in the east.
Wouldn't
So
your shadows be flipped, your lights and darks be flipped on your mountains then?
Correct.
well,
Yeah.
the way they're shaped sometimes it's hard to it's just hard to express it in paint because the light is bouncing all over. You have the moonlight and the moonlight is like when it's full, it's huge, it's dominating, and the sunlight, it's like they're trying to dance, you know, and I got caught in the middle of it.
You, do you have a reference photo? Do you have a reference photo for this, or are you doing it from memory?
Well, I did this. This is a pass on the Indian reservation near us, and I did that from memory. But I do have previously last full moon. I took that photo of just here in my setting of the moon coming up and the sun going down. I do have references.
Yeah, I'm not a scientist at all. I play one on TV, but the the moon is probably never going to overpower the sun for
That's
lighting until it's, you know, set. And then all of a sudden you get moonlight. So everything feels like moonlight, especially if the sun is behind us. It feels
Yeah.
like the sun is coming or the light is coming from this direction.
Okay, well, and it was that evening, and it's like, even if I look like right out here in the mountains are full of all of these cactus and the big tall cactus. They're like
Right.
slopes out on the mountain, and I could have put 1,000 of them on there, and it would have been not enough because there's just tons of them on these mountains out in front of me. But I just threw a few in to give indication, but they're all lit up with the reflected light from behind me. And the moon was so bright that night, and the clouds and the stars. It was an urge, and I painted it, and I can't fix it. I'm just going to give it to somebody as
I
a
wouldn't
Oh
gift.
no,
fix
you can
it,
totally
but
fix
I
this.
might do another one.
Or well, I would just glaze it with blue and forget the sunlight because everything now is being hit by the moonlight.
And I did
would-
glaze it. I glazed it in blue, and it's somewhere in a box over here.
Okie doke.
It's in a box and I glazed it and it toned it all down really nicely. I'll have to post
Perfect.
that. I'll
Yeah, I
post
think
it.
that'll feel much more naturalistic than a cool moon with warm light.
Yeah, yeah.
I would
Nice
really
job,
like
though.
to see some of
I
your
put
reference
glue over
photos of that.
Yeah.
And I think we should all take a moment and say, welcome back, Linda Camarada. It's so good to see you. And
Yay.
you in the
Yay.
class.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
My
we missed
husband
you the
likes
last
me
couple
better
weeks.
when I paint, I think.
Well, and even if you're not painting, even if your eyes aren't working, you know, if you don't want to paint abstractly or, you know, whatever your eyes are allowing for, we just love having you here and hearing your input to other people. So
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think I'll paint something abstract. Don't fuzzy edges. That's all it'll be.
There you go.
perfect. Might be some of your, well, I don't know.
Yes,
It'll be
work.
You
interesting to
never
see.
know.
That's
All
Yeah, I
right.
think the fuzzy
Yeah.
desert would be pretty.
Speaking
Yeah.
about fuzzy paintings,
Yeah.
look at that halo and glow.
Yeah,
So
that's
tell us a little bit about what's going on here. Is this the
Yeah.
beginning, the mid-valley way, or where are you at on this?
This
painting?
is just the wipe away. And I was thinking about that when you were talking about the way Gail does a wipe away. I've kind of modified my way. I get, and I seem to have to get to the darks. I have to get the darks in there right at the beginning or as close to dark as I'm going to be, or I never get them. I never get them. So I've started to really put on more pigment, and right in the wipe away stage and more color. So like I think I used phthalo green that you can see and TRO, transparent red oxide. And I probably threw a little Quinn rose in there as well. And so that's how I do them now. This guy's too dark because I just ran out of time. I ran out of light. I hate this time change. And so in the afternoons I don't have if I'm painting, I often run up against that barrier because I'll lose my light. And I don't like working under incandescent light. I like the natural light. But anyway, that aside, they're notes to myself, you know, it'll be dry and I can go in and do anything I want with that sky. But so I started down below. It was just this process that you had suggested when you were talking about coming up with compositions. And I came up with 4 different compositions based off of one photograph that I'd taken. And then I'm choosing a couple of them. I may do all of them because I'm enjoying that process to see where it goes. So I just started this one. It's going to be very dark, like the absolute end of twilight. That's what I'm shooting
Nice.
for.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to be very dark.
I love it, Linda. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's kind of
Beautiful.
weird. It's in its weird phase, but I know where I'm going with it. So
I think we all are.
I like it the way it is.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
only
it's a little
thing I
spooky.
don't
It's-
care for is the halo on the back.
yeah.
But I understand that. I understand
Right.
using that to carve it out. You know,
Yeah,
I might rebrush that out a little bit or
Oh, it's the sky is going to get really done a lot with. This is not a, I mean, there's some parts of it that are, you know, as under layers are gonna, you know, still be there, but it's going to be a lot softer. But overall, and yeah, I will fix all that stuff. And I definitely want some light coming through those low branches, right where your cursor is right now. And
oh, back in here.
yeah, yeah, down there, yeah.
And you got to keep that so subtle or
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
yeah, no,
Right.
I mean, I think it's a really interesting painting as is. The only part again, I don't care
Yeah.
for is here, but I
Right.
understand that
That's
because I
gotta be
do that
dark.
as well when I'm planning out my painting or trying
Mhm.
to preserve some.
Yeah, just
Like-
trying to carve out those tree shapes, but
Yeah.
all so easy to do once that underpainting is dry. I'll go in and
Yeah, because you're
really
not
work
afraid
that
to
stuff.
glaze back in or
No, 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 no,
transparent
no,
colors. Yeah.
no, not
No, I
at
think this is really neat and probably very helpful for some of us. Like Beverly has been, you know, experimenting a little bit with some of these approaches and things. Who hasn't probably seen the different stages and the
Mhm.
carving out, I think can be really interesting.
Yeah, I
So,
just see
yeah,
this.
and it's
shape.
lovely. It really is. Like this whole
Thank you.
area in here is
That's
gorgeous.
beautiful.
I love these transitions in here.
I
This feels
love
like a rug I would want to, colors in a rug I would want.
I'm starting to use phthalo a little bit more, which is a color that I haven't used much. And boy, I really love some of the colors that come out. Phthalo and Quin playing together, quinacridone rose. I use, a lot of people use quinacridone red, but I like the rose. But that's just me.
Well,
But
tell us a little bit about why, because yeah, I'm a big fan of the rose, but I find that the red gives me more variation. I
yeah,
can turn a red into a rose, but I can't turn a rose into a red.
yeah, I know.
No, but
It's
that's
just
good. I was
me.
just curious.
I
mean,
have no
maybe you.
defense. I have no
Oh,
defense.
okay. Well, no, that's
Well,
fine,
I
'cause
can help you out there because I'm the same way. I'll use
Uh-huh.
rose when I'm doing something darker.
hmm
I
And
like phthalo and quinacridone magenta or quinacridone rose for
yeah,
darks.
Yes.
just
yeah,
instead of
You
a
can make
black.
some really cool
Yeah.
purples, really
Yeah.
dark
Yeah,
purples,
for
and things
Yeah,
like that. And
yeah.
yeah, I like that with the
I just like the colors that it
yeah.
that it makes more often. I mean,
It
I
makes
like
a more
I like
earthy
the red
red,
too.
doesn't it? Or a earthier, dirty color than the
Yeah.
quinacridone red does, where it
Mhm.
wants to be candy colored for a long
Mhm.
time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing
And
a
phthalo
high
green,
chroma with a big sunset or something, then the red is fun because it makes cool oranges.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, right.
And the phthalo and the quinacridone rose, they make a beautiful gray too. I mean, it's really
Yeah.
Are you using
Cool.
quinacridone blue or quinacridone green? Or
green,
phthalo, I mean, phthalo blue or
phthalo green.
phthalo
Yeah,
green.
it's phthalo
I was
green.
gonna ask that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
really
just
interesting
new.
for
It's
those
something
of
I'm
you who
experimenting.
are newer to experimenting with some of these phthalo colors and quinacridone colors.
They're
The
powerful.
phthalo green and quinacridone red, which I may do a little demo of today. It's even revisiting an image from that we worked on before. Is it makes these gorgeous cooled down blues, because you'd almost think that there was a phthalo blue in here, but it's
Mm.
phthalo green when mixed with any kind of a quinacridone red goes towards a blue, which is the
Mm.
weirdest dark magic that I've
Yeah,
seen in painting. Um,
it's
so
so
yeah,
pretty.
I mean, this is a lovely painting already. I really like it. It's got a lot of gesture, a lot of movement. It's moody,
Serious.
atmospheric.
Moody. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
feeling
we're
for
all
moody.
looking forward to seeing where you take this.
Me too.
That's it's
It's
gorgeous.
a fun one. Yeah.
You have good mother colors in there.
Yeah, I do.
I
And I
love
just
mother colors.
and I love that transition. It feels weird. Like, how should this reddish brown and this greenish blue harmonize? But somehow they really play nicely together.
Yeah, they do.
Very cool. All right. So some of your sketches.
Yeah, it's all based on one photo, which is further down, but those were the no-tan. So the one on the bottom left is the one that is that one we were just talking a lot about, the dark twilight version. And then I'm working on the one
This
that
page deserves to be in an art book. It's so
Uh,
nice.
It's really beautiful.
Man, I wish my thumbnail sketches looked like that. Oh boy. Very clean and beautiful. And okay, yeah. So
there's my
so look at that departure, everybody. Look
Mhm.
at how you start with a concept, just something to get us, with our paints or pens in hand. And then you just start to work out the idea of what are the possibilities? What are the different things I could focus on?
Mhm.
It's so nice.
Oh, that's nice.
That's an old
I
one.
love it.
That's from previous class. So yeah, for those of you who don't know their work here, Linda Morgan O'Connor's work, a lot of tonalism plus, tonalism with a little bit of blue and purple, and that's lots of fun. All right, I'm gonna move ahead. So let's jump. I'm going to jump to the end, or Lisa Holmberg, actually, I'd like to check these out. But then I'm going to jump to the end and come backwards because I feel like I got the first half of the class last week, and I want to make sure we have time to see everybody's work. So Lisa doing some thumbnails. Oh, I remember the photo that you showed where it was really busy with a whole bunch of people. And then this one, we spent a lot of time. It was a moon coming through like looked like a side of a garage. And I think there was a car in there.
Yeah.
I just love seeing you guys. I love seeing your thought processes of, what's necessary, what's unnecessary, what's telling the story that I want to tell, what's getting in the way of the story. So in this photo, if I remember, Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, there's literally a parking lot over here, and there's a bunch of people literally looking the other direction, and then some people looking this direction. And it was a really interesting, borderline convoluted photo reference, but you saw something in it that you really liked. And look how you've simplified it into just a person sitting in the sun and looking out. That's really interesting. And then here you took out a car, you took out a bunch of stuff. And tell us a little bit about that process of kind of, I almost think of it as taking a story and turning it into a poem.
Oh, yeah, I think that was probably, I just took your comments to heart about what would work and what would be really distracting and what made sense and what didn't. And I didn't really plan to have one person sitting there, but it just felt right. I don't know.
Yeah, and it
and then
counterbalances really nicely.
And what I really loved was the expansiveness of the light and the tree and the space. And even though there were lots of people there, I still felt like it was just beautiful, and I was kind of transported to the Sunday in the Park with George painting. And
Surratt. Yep.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's the name of the musical. Not yeah. Anyway, yes.
All right.
It's a great show, by the way. If you ever get a chance to see it, I saw it. I cried every time. It was beautiful. But yeah. So I mean, I think just trying to take your comments to heart. And the bottom sketch didn't photograph as well, but I think when I add the color in, and I think I might try this phthalo green, and I don't know if I have quinacridone rose, but that gives me a great idea for the sky.
Yeah,
So
and you
I
can
think
use quinacridone red fine as well.
Yeah, okay. I think the hardest part for me on the bottom is going to be the light source. So I'm just kind of trying to figure
I
that out.
think in this one, it's going to be important to not over explain.
Okay.
To just let the light do its work. And it's going to be about positive and negative shapes and silhouettes and, just hinting at, you don't have to tell us everything in a scene like this.
Yeah.
Just think about when you step outside, like into your backyard to, find your cat or your dog or whatever at night, and your eyes aren't adjusted, right? And it takes a little while, and all of a sudden you start to see more and more and more detail. It's up to you as the painter to tell us, I just stepped out into the dark, or I've been standing out here looking for my cat for an hour and my eyes are adjusted. And neither one is right or wrong. It's just a way of seeing and a way of describing kind of the feeling that you want in the scene.
Cool. Well, and I'm trying to get my courage up to paint again. So this morning's conversation was really helpful because at my sickest, I couldn't even really write. And it was very hard to have any manual dexterity. So the sketching really helped kind of pull that back together. And now it's just been so long. I mean, I haven't painted since last winter, and I'm trying not to be scared. So Linda, I may call you. But it's just scary. It's like,
Please
but I
do.
really appreciate what you said. It needs to be like just a record of where we are and where we've been.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be pulling that back together. And I'm hoping it's going to be like riding a bike again, just getting back on and,
It will.
throwing some colors together and hoping that
it will be, and it will just be a a documentation of where you're at in your healing or in where you're at in your life at this moment, and just accept that. Just go, you know what, this is what I'm capable of. And what I'm capable of, then all of a sudden it's like a new alphabet or a new language, and just go, okay, with this, what can I do? And it might be big, bold, it might be just a haiku of an image.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a detailed, refined image. And I think that I'm thinking about Michelle Fritzler again. Michelle, it's good to see your face. But Michelle was super busy working on a couple houses that they were building and grandkids and all this stuff. And Michelle just did a couple quick sketches that I think this is about a year ago. And they became a lot of our favorite pictures that Michelle ever painted, that they were just these quick dash down thought process and sketches. And so I think doing what we can without preconceived notions, which is impossible for me. Do as I say, not as I do. But just going, yeah, I'm doing what I can with the time I'm allotted, with the health condition I'm allotted. And I think we'll be surprised. And I think maybe even while you're doing it, Lisa, you may not be so thrilled, but I think you'll be filled with joy to look back at it later and go, you know what, I did what I could. And it was expressing a different time in my life, different health conditions. It's all journals, right? It's all just about where we're at in that time. And yeah, I used to be so good about just taking my sketchbook and doing little sketches, little dashed out paintings that I look back and I love, but I was like on the road traveling or whatever else. And during that, I was like, oh, I wish I had more time. Oh, I wish I had more attention span. But now I look back at it and it's a journal. It's a journal of where we are in time, a journal of how we're feeling in time, a journal of how much time do we have, all these things. So you don't have to share them with the group, if you're less than happy with it. But I would ask that you do, because we all love each other. We're all supporting each other. We all understand that we're going through different things. And, we all have different amounts of time, freedom, all these things, supplies. So just, you know what, we're all here for your journal of recovery. We're all here for your journal of focus, interest, and attention. And we're all struggling on our own things. So yeah, I appreciate you sharing what you were able to do. And it's so nice that I'm able to see something.
Well, and I appreciate you being so welcoming, even, when I'm not producing stuff. It's been kind of a traumatic thing, not to derail the conversation, but I did get an assignment from they sent me to a counselor. He said it's been crazy, but I'm doing better. I'm doing so much better. And he said, you know what? Just paint an ugly painting.
Yeah.
Paint something ugly on purpose. Make it awful. And that kind of has given me permission to, it's like, oh, that's right. I remember taking an art class once and trying to make something ugly, and it really wasn't that ugly. So I just need to.
Well, Lisa, may I say to you that this is the strongest I have ever heard your voice sound.
Yes.
In all the time that I've
Yeah.
known you here. And I think that whatever you do will be pleasing in some aspects, and maybe you'll want to do more and get better, but you're strong, and you can do whatever it is you set your mind to. You sound like a different person.
I agree.
Wow.
And yeah, just think of it as journaling. You know what I mean? If, writing, whatever, but it's a journal of your health, your interest, your focus, your, all of that. And again, you can hide it in the closet and visit it in 10 years and it'll bring back, oh, this is a year after, I'm recovering, I can tell. I wasn't where I wanted to be. I wasn't ready to show my work to, general public. But yeah, I think that the biggest mistake we can make is thinking I won't paint if I can't paint well. I won't paint if it's not going to be my next best painting. But we've just got to keep creating, keep exploring, and be forgiving of ourselves.
Yeah.
Or appreciative of we're doing what we can. No, I appreciate you. I appreciate you showing up even when you are not feeling well, being a part of the group, I've had so many students throughout the history of my teaching that, you know, all of a sudden they miss a class and then they feel like they can't catch up and they don't show up again, or something happens, and you know what I mean? And they're just show up, have fun, learn what you want, learn what's, you know, what's useful, and just keep playing.
Cool. Thank you,
Awesome.
everybody. Appreciate it.
All
Appreciate it.
right.
I think
Jamie, talk
sometimes the
about-
hardest thing is picking up the brush in the first place. Once I have that brush in my hand, I can do some things, but it's like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, did I lose it? I've been gone for months now. Did I lose it?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I feel crazy because I haven't painted in a week. Not really sat down and pulled out the
Oh,
paints and
poor
set everything up.
baby.
I know, but that just, I mean, it is my job,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
it is how I make money and feed my family. But it's been busy traveling and lots of things, but it's like, just, this is such a good reminder for me that it doesn't matter. I don't have to finish anything. Just sketching and playing and throwing some paint around is worthwhile. And Michelle, we talked about this one, I think. It says from 2 months previous here. Is Michelle here?
Yeah,
Oh, there you are.
can you hear me? I don't see my mic.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yep.
Now you're off.
That's beautiful.
There you are.
Yeah, so I worked on that a little bit more, and I haven't gotten back to anything yet, but I had fun, and I liked the way it turned out and the feeling that it has.
I know, it's lovely. It
Yeah,
looks so
beautiful.
naturalistic.
Mhm.
It really reminds me of that era right before the Impressionists, where the work was becoming an impressionist for a lot of painters, or their sketches. I wish I could remember the that term of the artist, but it has a very dashed in and very of the moment, but before Impressionism.
Expressionism.
What's that?
Expression. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's really neat. Is this the one that you were going to put behind the boat in your house there?
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm kind of like, at the thought of doing something that big right now is like, no. But this is kind of fun. It's actually in my sketchbook. So you were talking about journaling, and I have my sketchbook that I go back and I look at stuff from previous classes, and I think, and you're right, where you say, oh, I wish I had more time. I wish I did this or that. But then you look back and you go, oh, wow, I like that.
Mhm.
Sometimes not having as much time forces us to be more instinctual and not overthink things. So anyways, lovely, lovely. All right, Nyla, we did not talk to you where did I end up last class? I think right about this area. So Nyla, we didn't get a chance to talk about your work, did we, last week?
No.
And this is why Nyla hasn't painted as much as she wants to.
Did you make that?
Yes.
Oh,
It's amazing.
Oh,
Oh, and one of my favorite paintings of yours back here on the microwave.
yeah.
What is that? Is that a sandwich
It's
cut?
a sandwich. It's a baked sandwich shaped like a snake.
That's amazing.
Wow. And my grandchildren love it. They don't want to let me not do the snake. But I was
Can
like,
I steal your idea for Witchmas? We always do Christmas at my house. There's always some kind of pumpkin related thing or spooky related thing. This, may I please? I will credit you. I will credit you.
I
Honestly,
thought you would like the snake, and I was
I
going
love
to
it.
put the bloody foot up, but I didn't. I couldn't find my photo of the bloody foot.
Maybe
Very
that
cool.
can be what you do for Christmas this year.
All right, so
But
from
yeah,
your
I love
previous
it.
class, some of your thumbnails here are just
Yes,
really nice. I
those
love
were
that you're
from the
doing it with
smoky.
3 values, keeping things kind of clean and simple, just working out big shapes, big ideas.
I like that one.
Mm.
Did we talk about this one, Nyla?
Yeah.
Yes, we
A
did.
while ago. That's really pretty.
Yeah, so that's the view from my grandmother's cabin, our family cabin.
Wow, so beautiful.
And you were very clever to take out the ugly dock that was right here. Yeah, this is an image I've wanted to paint for a couple years, and then you just come along and knock it out and make it look so nice. So that's
Thank
fantastic.
you.
So this reference is in the photos. You guys are more than welcome to visit it. And yeah, tell us a little bit about what you got going on here.
All right, this is my version of Darlene's photo that we looked at
Oh,
from
right, yeah.
last week. And I had to do it at the office. We've just been very busy lately. And so that was really the only thing I was able to do.
It's all right. It's really nice.
I like it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
there's a poetry to it, like just a simplicity and yet a sense of movement. You've got different, you got soft rounded lines, hard crisp lines, inner locking shapes of lights and darks. Yeah, I see a lot of potential here.
Is it a winter scene?
No, it's fall.
Fall.
Her picture is fall now.
Yeah, it's
What I've come
fall.
up with
Yeah,
is
that's beautiful.
Yeah, but now it's winter.
Yeah, because it looks
It
like
does
it's really
look
cold
winter
during the
now.
day. That's why I asked.
That's what happens when you wait too long to start a
Yeah.
painting. Very nice, Nyla. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, I know you've been really busy and dealing with some issues there with your health a little bit. And yeah, it's fantastic. It's so
Those
fun.
are pictures of that tree from my
Yeah.
their photo.
Yeah, so here's a really good example. I don't know where the reference photo is, but this was a lot of fun to talk about and discuss. Is Nyla has this, let's see if we can find it really quick. Is it in
It's in the
reference
not
photos?
quite there.
Yeah, almost
photo.
there once.
I'm sorry, is it in the reference
It's
photo
in the
section?
not quite there photos that we had at the beginning, way
right,
back.
yeah.
It's the one that was in the parking lot with the big
Exactly.
shed and
Yeah, I have actually talked to my art friends about that photo, that it was such an interesting.
nice tree, but bad.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
So such a neat example, especially for new students, of gorgeous tree, less than ideal setting.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun to see where you kind of took that.
And I did 2 different pictures with it. And placed it in different spots. They're just little
Lighthouse back there.
yeah, that was just a drawing, and then I took the lighthouse out.
Oh, and then you
I like
switched it
that
in.
one.
Looks
Yeah,
very
wow.
nice.
The interesting thing about this one, I painted it, I think, at the office again, and I didn't have anything but my grays, that gray paint set that we got when it was cheap on Amazon, colors of gray. I started mixing my colors on the palette, and I thought, oh man, these are not very pretty colors. But I ended up liking the picture.
Because they harmonize, right?
Mhm.
They have a natural
Yes.
harmony. What's funny is every time I see this, I want to put like a little beak on it and make it one of those weird chickens with the puffy heads.
Yeah.
It's like peeking into the scene.
Looks like
What you
my
working
daddy.
on, Nyla?
It
Yeah,
is
I would
kind of
say
a
that that's the part that I
cartoony
like the
tree.
least. Is it's very distracting. It's kind of cute, but it's
It looks like a cartoon.
a little bit like somebody peeking in, and my eye is like fighting from here to here, and then I'm not paying as much attention to here.
Yeah.
Awesome. All righty.
Is
Do a couple more here. And is Pamela here? Yep. All right. So Pamela, I read your write-up today, and sounds like you had some interesting issues with this whole process. So want to tell us a little bit about what's going on here? Is this based on the Edgar Payne picture?
Yes, it is. It's based on the Edgar Payne. And I also, another error on my part that I didn't list is this Edgar Payne has got more shapes in it than many of the pieces I've seen, images I've seen other people do. It's got a lot of shapes in it because that's what rocks are. Anyway, yeah, no, I made many, many errors. The first one being that I have some of these canvas tablets, and so they're gessoed on one side and not the other. But instead of throwing out the canvas, I turned it over, which made a very rough surface.
Oh,
So
sure.
guess what happens when you try to do a wipeout?
You do not get to.
And then I chose a gray that was probably darker than it should have been because you can't get the rocks as light as they might be, or the grass that's right at the bottom of the rocks. Okay, so that was bad. And instead of using acrylics for the underpainting, which would have made it tremendously easier for a neophyte, I used oil and didn't let it dry.
Oh,
Okay, so let's see, what else did I, oh, wrong brush. A filbert that's old cannot get the sharp lines of a rock. Okay, I learned an awful lot.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing.
Paint over it anyway on one of them, and I'm still going to paint over it on the others. Why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I have another thing that I have begun. I'm going to leave Edgar Payne alone and try something that's a little bit, not necessarily easier, but things that I can learn to leave out on my own. So anyway, it was wonderful, and it took me all week. And in that week, my husband had some surgery.
Oh boy.
That's the other thing. In the past, when I was going to do multiples of the same scene, I would make a tracing and use carbon paper and put it over it, and everything was great. And I'd put the same image on multiple whatchamacallits, panels. It just doesn't work so well over oil. Again.
No, it's really not going to, not unless it's now.
No.
Funny.
So yeah, there was a lot of learning, and I won't make those mistakes at least for the next week.
Okay, good. Yeah, we'll forget all these lessons in about 4 days and 6 hours. Yeah.
So this is a YouTube painting.
I really feel like if I could just remember the lessons that I learn over and over and over, I'd be much further along in my career. But I love to learn and relearn. All right, so we have not got a chance to talk to Regini much. Are you here, Regini?
yeah.
All right, so I know we took a little bit of time and looked at this really briefly, but this is one of my favorite paintings, I think, of yours, even though I love your blue skies and your bright, brilliant colors. Maybe just because it's more in my tonalist mentality, but isn't this just harmonious and beautiful?
It's pretty.
Very nice.
I love the reflection of the cloud in the clouds.
Yeah.
Is this a Linda photo?
Yeah, it is Linda's picture, yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Really beautiful.
Rajani, did it hurt to not use bright colors?
Yeah, no bright blue. But yeah, it's got such a beautiful harmony and really a nice thing going on here. So tell us a little bit about, we'll go to the photo first. Excuse me.
Yeah, this is the photo last year we went to Galapagos Island. And I took a lot of pictures of these mangroves. I really liked it. I like the sky. I like the tree, and so that's what I thought I will paint this. I know you may not like this because it's all blue.
I hate it, Regini. How dare you paint my least favorite colors?
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. And it's such a challenging concept, with trees sitting in water. I mean, as mangroves do, they're so foreign to me, but it's recognizable, it's interesting. And then I really like what you did with this image, how you altered it. And
Yeah, this was that acrylic. I don't know. This is the first time acrylic underpainting I did. It didn't.
oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty.
I love those brush strokes.
Yeah. And what I see is you just really knocking down your big shapes and your subtle value shifts. And really, it looks like you're looking for the movement and the kind of how you want the picture to lay out. And yeah, so when I jump to the next, your finished painting,
yeah.
I can see that preliminary step. And I mean, this is so cool. And adding that bird was genius.
Yeah, my husband is like, without bird, you can't paint this. So I
Ah.
spent so much time on that bird. I'm not good in painting birds or drawing birds, basically.
I think you are.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Looks perfect to me. I love the little bit of movement in it, and that the wings aren't just perfect, and I mean, exactly the same. And I think this is a beautiful painting.
It is
I mean,
beautiful.
for just a
It's
tree
not
sitting
that-
in water with a horizon line, it's got so much movement and gesture, and it's really a lively piece.
I like the water in the front.
Yeah, the water's
Yes.
beautiful.
Right in there.
Thank you.
And those little branches in the tree just make it look so real and not predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of dashed in,
Yes.
almost like calligraphy, right? I'm sure this means something in Japanese right here, but
Beautiful.
no, it really is nice. And your subtle shifts in the cloud, in the cool areas, because our attention is in this area mostly, right? And then we get down into these beautiful colors. And then eventually we get over into the very subtle, I mean, I could almost call it boring area, but it's just enough information that it feeds us back
That's
in.
beautiful.
Yeah, it really has a great sense of movement. I mean, if I were to draw lines across it, it's got this nice X pattern, and that leads us in, keeps us kind of in this area, and then we're rewarded with the bird. And I love this. I really think it's a fantastic image that I wouldn't dare paint. And you've done such a nice job. And I like to see how you thought it out and what you've come to with it. It's really nice.
How should I improve this, Michael?
I think that your highlights, the air holes in the tree, are a little brighter than they should be. Generally, the smaller the sky hole in the tree, which just means the little holes, looking through to the sky, are going to be a little bit darker, even if this was bright. So, I mean, the simplest fix is just take a tiny bit of transparent grayish color and knock those back a little bit. But the truth is, it really doesn't bother me because it's glistening, right? It has kind of a reflective, shiny quality to it that really kind of reads nicely. My favorite part about all these little highlights is that every one of them is a different shape.
Yeah.
And that's not easy. I constantly go through and I just start dashing it in with the same brush and making the same mark, and all of a sudden I realize all my little sky holes are the same. And you did a really nice job. I mean, I love this like broken ones here. So yeah, this one being the brightest is a little distracting. So just knocking those back just a touch. Yeah, anybody else have anything?
I would like to say something like what I really, really like, and it surprised me that this happens. I look at the warm green of the bush, and then I go into the water, which is like cooling it up a little bit. Then I go to the right where it becomes a little bit more blue, and then I go up to the dark blues and the purples, which I also see. And then there's the very threatening or darker gray on the left, the blue purplish gray. I love that. I never knew how color can lead my eye around.
Thank you.
Good point.
Yeah, and then you have this kind of repetition. If you look at this kind of aquamarine, really light,
So beautiful.
harmonizing with back here. Yeah.
I like the soft edge on the very left by the tree.
Yeah, I think
that
that's
blurs in. It's so pretty.
Yes,
Mhm.
I like
And what
that.
it's telling you is, yes, there is a tree here, but it's like, but this is not where I want you to look, right? Otherwise, it would lead us right off the scene, right? So softening the edges where you don't care if we look as much keeps us in this space.
Do you think the bird should have been a little bit smaller?
No,
No,
I love it.
Yeah.
And I like, my instinct would have been probably to put it lower and towards a focal point, but I really like where you put it. I
Yeah.
really do.
Out to land in that tree, I think.
Yeah.
Because there are so many birds. And my husband was like, you have to have bird. I said, I can't paint bird. So yesterday I must have spent almost 1.5 hours for that bird.
Excellent job on that bird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
very
Great.
nice.
It's
It's
great.
beautiful. The water is perfect.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is a wonderful painting. And it's so different. I mean, I don't know if, you know, for
Very
newer
different.
students and stuff, Regini paints these big pastoral scenes and, you know, very beautiful. So I really enjoy seeing something a little more just different for you. And I'm proud of you for doing it. And it's yeah, it's been fun talking about it.
Thank you, Michael. I have a question, Michael.
Please.
How do you price your painting? One of our friend wants to buy my painting, and I don't know how to tell them what to tell about the price.
Yeah, are they rich?
Because I don't want to charge more, and I don't want to. I have never done this. This is really a difficult thing for me. So
Yeah.
you can suggest.
I can share my price list with you, but you know, again, I've been selling through galleries and doing this for a long time.
No, but your paintings are way too good.
Yeah. Yeah, I basically do it by the inch. And then my price is here I've got my price list right here. I don't know if you guys can see me or not.
Yeah.
Or I'll stop share because we're done with that.
How big is that painting, Regini?
This one, this
Yeah.
is 12 by 16.
12 by 16.
Okay, can you guys see me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I literally have a price list built by the inch and by, like, you know, high end and low end. And you know, my prices start as high as $7 per inch and then go all the way down to $2.40 per inch. So as they get bigger, they get cheaper. Yeah, so I mean, you may want to figure out if you want to plan to start selling your paintings. You can also do what's comfortable, like some of my, you know, more sketch paintings that are quicker, or just, you know, when people surprise me and come to my studio and would love to buy one that I wasn't even going to show, of course it's cheaper. Or a lot of my sketches are done on paper or cardboard versus a, you know, expensive panel. But I would, how big is that one? Is that the one that the
12 by 16? One is 12 by 16, one is 16 by 20.
So the 12 by 16 for me starts at about $900.
Huh?
A 12 by 16 starts at about $900 for me.
Oh my God.
Start with $1 an inch and see then how you can work it.
Right. So a 12 by 16 is 192 square inches, which seems crazy.
Say that again, a 12 by what?
16.
Is it a 12 by 16 you said, Regini?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's 192 square inches. You just, you know, multiply. And then I have it broke down to about approximately $4.60 per inch. And that comes out to about $880. So yeah, like if I look at my smallest paintings, if they're good and in the gallery, and a lot of these are with frames on them and stuff too.
Oh,
But
okay.
my paintings start at about $7 per inch for the little ones, and then
Okay.
go all the way down to about $2.40 when they get really big.
Oh, okay.
But you know, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm also splitting that money with the gallery.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm paying for a frame. I'm paying to drive them to
yeah.
the gallery or have somebody else drive them to the gallery. There's a lot of prices that go into this. You know, my
Yeah.
kids' teeth, her braces. You know, you got to put all that in there. Just kidding, but yeah. So you know, when people buy directly from me, or if they're more like sketches or close friends, you know, I've got a whole different pricing structure.
Mhm.
If it's a painting I know I should send to the gallery and sell direct or sell through the gallery, I usually won't negotiate as much or, you know, price down. But if it's just like one of my sketches or a painting that's going to, you know, a close friend or something, then I'm pretty open to it. Yeah, as my sizes go up, like a 48 by 72, I have, you know, at the very bottom of the page, I've got like 4 or 5 different price structures for it.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, 12 by 16 for me is 880, or now it's about 950. And then you can just kind of figure it out. Okay, if I split that in half, because I'm not sharing it with the gallery. You know, don't tell my galleries I do that, but you know, and there's a lot of them that have gone to the gallery and come back, and then they get discounted, you know, if I don't want to just paint over them, whatever. So yeah, I'm happy to share my pricing structure if you want to see it, but this one goes back to 2023, so prices have gone up.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So,
And the thing is too, once you get a painting into galleries and stuff, if you are trying to undercut, you know, be the cheapest in the gallery, people won't buy it. They just assume there's something wrong with it. And you're also undercutting the gallery, you're undercutting your own, you know, yourself. And so there is kind of a science to pricing, where I don't want to be the most expensive in the gallery, but I definitely do not want to be in the cheapest half of the gallery either.
oh, okay. But these changes when you give it to somebody, like without.
Totally. Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, especially if it's not gonna ever see the gallery or see the light of day, or it's a friend or, you know, somebody else.
I call it my friends and family rate.
Yeah, exactly.
About half of what I would put on it otherwise.
Every couple years, I'll have a big studio sale, which is how I actually met Lisa Holmberg. She came down to one of my studio shows, and I think Lisa went home with an armload of paintings.
They're all over my house. I love them. They're beautiful. They inspire me.
But yeah, it's fun for me because I know that my more wealthy clients wouldn't be happy if I gave them a big discount. They'll just assume there's something wrong. And like when Lisa came, Lisa got to see, you know, behind the scenes of the studio, and got to go through my stacks of sketches and other paintings that have maybe gone to the gallery and come back and hadn't sold or whatever else. And so every probably about 4 or 5 years, I do a big studio sale where people are invited in, and it'll be a weekend long thing, and we'll have food, cooking, and, you know, it's an event. And yeah, Lisa happened to be the second customer of the day before I was even back from putting up the sale signs in the neighborhood. So it was really neat. So,
well, it was so exciting because I'd seen your paintings at Dragonfire Gallery for years, and I didn't think I'd ever be able to actually have one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I still remember that was a fabulous experience.
You'll let
we
us
went home
know.
with 4 or 5 of them. Yeah.
You'll let us know when you do your next one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It'd probably be, well, who knows? Once I clean out my closets, I mean, I realize I've got a lot more paintings than I thought. So great. All right. Well, you guys, let's go ahead and take a little bit longer of a break. I was going to jump back up and do part 2 of last week's lesson about trying to find. I'm not seeing the handout. So hopefully you guys got it. It's the same as the previous week. We just didn't get through all of it. So it'll be about basically pre-mixing colors into color piles. And I didn't do very many preliminary sketches because I've been gone for the last basically 2 weeks. Just basically showing up to class and then leaving the house again. So I'm going to be painting over some older paintings, but just showing you the same concept. So if you can imagine the paintings that I'm going to paint over as just kind of sketches and, you know, under paintings, then I think we'll have a lot of fun. But we'll just be talking about pre-mixing color piles and temperature piles and figuring out those shifts, which I think is going to be really helpful for a couple of you. Yeah, it'll be a great discussion. So let's go ahead and take a, are you guys good with the 10-minute break?
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, I guess before we'll just do that. I was going to say, I know some of you have questions about your paintings, but I think we'll just put that on the back burner here. So I'll see you guys in 10 minutes.